Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the garage. Tonight, we're gonna be fixing a new issue that came up on my F80. So as you guys know, the car is lowered on Nitron R3 coilovers, and it's not too low. We are sitting pretty low. These aren't 18-inch wheels. These are 295s up in the front. But we do have, a little bit of a limited ground clearance, but other than that, I'm not running it slammed or anything like that. But we do have, maybe 1 inch to 2 inches lower than stock, and then a little bit to compensate for the 18-inch wheels as well. Well, unfortunately, the other day while I was driving around, I was pulling through a parking lot and was unfortunate that I wasn't able to see a parking curb, and I ran into it in the front. So we have a pretty damaged front lip right here. Luckily, the lip took all of it. It didn't get the bumper at all or anything. And it's still pretty sturdy on there, but we have quite a large crack here, and then it's got stress cracks all the way down the side, and you can actually see it split all the way down the side here as well. So it's kind of unfortunate. I do really like the CS lip. I think it's, it fits the car really well. I have, the license plate that says CS, fake CS. I have the CS hood, CS side skirts, CS rear spoiler. Kind of just looks like, a fake CS. So, unfortunate, but I was, kind of planning that I wanted to make the change to another lip in the future. So I figured, this is, maybe this is a sign telling me that it's time to make that change a little bit earlier. We actually went and picked up another lip, and let me show it to you. So this is the front lip that we ended up picking up. It's a 2-piece front lip. And if you guys might recognize this, this is the OEM GTS splitter combination. So this isn't actually an OEM piece. This is just a replica piece, but it does replicate the OEM GTS design with an upper and an adjustable lower splitter. So these are both in carbon fiber, double-sided. Here you can see all the carbon on the back as well. So I got these from the number NE Performance, One Performance. They had one of these in stock, so I went ahead and picked it up, and actually destroyed the lip last weekend, and they had this here to me by Thursday. Super quick shipping. And then I went ahead and threw some PPF on here. So these are PPF'd so that they're all protected. I don't really want to damage it from any rock chips or anything like that while driving, especially on the track. And then on the splitter portion, I also have the scrape guards installed on here. So these are just from Amazon. I think this brand is Slip Low, but there's tons of different brands that you can get, but that really saves me, especially pulling into my driveway. I tend to scrape, an often amount of times if I don't quite angle it just perfectly, and that way it's just scraping on that little plastic. It's not scraping on the carbon fiber and rubbing through it or rubbing a hole into it. So why did I go for the GTS lip and replacing the CS lip instead of something more aggressive like a GT4 replica or something more along the lines of a track-focused splitter setup? So I do think that the GTS splitter is going to be, kind of track-focused. I will be able to adjust the lower part of it, and I think it's going to pair along well with the plans that I have for the car, as well as how it sits right now. But one of the key functions on why I did this is due to the way I have this CS lip mount. So for any of you guys that know, the OEM CS lip comes with chassis mounts that mount right here on both sides and one in the middle, and then on the sides it's just riveted to the bumper, and it uses the clips to pop in. The main reason I wanted to use the GTS lip when replacing the CS lip is, if you guys can see, this chassis mount is super sturdy. This will move the whole car if I wanted to. So the key benefit is that the GTS lip reuses the same mounting hardware as what's on the CS lip. So it will also be chassis mounted. I already have all the mounting locations. I already have everything set up. It's gonna be super sturdy, no drilling required, and it'll basically just bolt right up. Going for that will only be for the top piece. The bottom piece is just connected to the upper. And I do need to get some hardware that I haven't gotten yet, and it just uses these slots. I haven't cut the PPF out of here yet. I still need to do that. It'll just use these slots, and you can see that it's adjustable, so you can slide the splitter in or out to stick onto the bottom of the front lip. So let me show you guys sort of what it'll look like once it's on here. Be lined up about like that. So you guys can see it's got this little front lip portion that sticks out right here, and you can adjust this in or out. So you can go I think you can go like almost this far out, which is like, you know, 2.5, almost 3 inches out, having the splitter stick, which I think it will look good. I don't think I'm gonna run it that aggressive. You know, I kind of have a steep driveway, and I don't know how much front grip I need really from downforce right now. Not that I know that this one will really provide much, but I think I'm probably gonna leave it, you know, with like maybe a 1-inch gap, something sort of similar to this. I think that'll look pretty good on the car, kind of aggressive, while not protruding too much that I kind of destroy my ground clearance at all. But for right now, I don't have the mounting hardware. I'm just gonna go get some stainless nuts and bolts for the bottom. So I'm missing those, but I am gonna go ahead and throw on that upper piece and kind of replace the broken carbon. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the car jacked up. I'll show you what it looks like taking these off, show you what the brackets look like underneath. And if you guys are curious, I actually also have a form write up where I've detailed and explained what exactly goes into installing the CS lip with all the CS mounting hardware, all OEM pieces, where you can get it from, how many you need, and what the process looks like to install. So let's get the car jacked up and let's get this new splitter thrown on. Okay, so we got the old lip off. Just got them right next to each other so you guys can kind of compare, kind of see what the little differences are. So you see they have like sort of the same basic shape in the middle, kind of from this area over to the side. They both have these like brake duct channel looking things, and it's the a little space in the bumper where the you can actually put some little vents and they'll channel through to the brakes. So you see they kind of have this same curvature going on right here. And then you can see these are the mounting locations. So those are the 2 holes, and those are the 2 same holes for the chassis mounts right there and right there. And then there's also 1 bar that goes up to the back support bar, and that mounts right here as well. And that's just a single bolt that comes backwards and through. And then on these, the only other bolt I had, I used one of the 10 mils underneath that connects some of the under trays to the bumper. This hole matched up, as well as the same on the other side. So that's the only thing I had holding this splitter up. Like I said, it's been good on track days, scraping. I've gone over 160 miles an hour with this lip. Absolutely no problems. I think it's probably strong enough to pull the car if you wanted to. It did pay its price, so we got this thing pretty good. We ran it straight into a parking curb. But I mean, you know, not bad, honestly, for how hard I hit the curb. It obviously destroyed it, and it kind of stress cracked it all the way back here. But you can see I had the little slip blow things on here as well. They did me wonders, and not, you know, scraping the lip anytime I scraped pulling her in or out of a parking lot or something like that. Yeah, it kind of got a little destroyed right here. But I mean, the chassis mounts were perfect, and the lip still held on well. Still probably could have done 100 miles an hour, and there was no problems with the lip. So let me show you guys what those chassis mounts look like. Okay, so here we are underneath the car, and you can see that's the first chassis mount on that side. This is the center bar that sticks down. And if you can actually see through the bumper, it goes all the way up and goes behind here into the crash bar, and it supports with a rivet up there, but it just mounts right here. Here is the other one. So as you can see, it just has two riv nuts facing upwards, and the lip just connects from underneath, and you'll just screw it right up into here. So you do have to trim this piece right here. Any of the CS or GTS under trays already come trimmed for it, as well as trimming the centerpiece. You can see there's just a little trim line right here, just to fit this bracket as it comes down. And this does mount to a part of the frame and the chassis back up in here. It's just held on with 2 bolts, 2 pretty large bolts, but works perfectly well. You know, I think it's a perfect mounting solution, super easy, and you know, it saves you from having to drill. I've had a lip, and obviously the previous owner kind of scraped this front lip up a bit in several spots, but you know, it prevents me from having to drill it all into my bumper, and I really hate doing that because you never know what bumper or what lip you run next, and then if it's got different holes, and now you got to drill more holes, and now you have 25 holes in the bottom of your bumper, and none of them line up very well. So this is a perfect solution, and as you can see, the kit just comes with these Torx bolts. These are all BMW parts. You can see this one got, you know, a little chewed up, a little scraped up, but it's still perfectly good. I do have more OEM new ones of these, so I'm just going to use those instead of using these. But we can go ahead and get this new lip thrown on and see how it looks. Well, there you have it, guys. The upper portion of the front lip is installed. Looks pretty good. Just as simple as that. You just reuse those 4 screws plus the 1 support in the middle, and she is all together. So like I said, this is just the upper portion for now. I am going to be adding the lower portion, the adjustable splitter, once I get all my hardware in for that. But you know, I think this looks pretty good. I know it might be a little bit difficult to tell here in the garage, but it's got a nice profile to it. I think it looks pretty good. I think it'll add a little bit to the front of the car. I do think, you know, I do miss a little bit how it doesn't come to the edge of the bumper. It stops right here. But we have something that will come for that. Not in the near future, but something in the distant future. I won't say yet, but something that will kind of fill in the bumper a little bit better. So I'm looking forward to getting the splitter part installed. I think that'll look pretty good. Like I said, I'm not going to have it stick out too far. I might mock it up, just see if I can put like a box underneath it or something, just to see what it'll look like. But you know, I think it looks good. The kind of track spec looking car, I think, just looks super aggressive. I think the car's coming together really well. It was a little unfortunate, you know, never fun to break a carbon fiber lip. They're not the cheapest, but you know, it is what it is. Accidents happen. So like I said, I'm excited to get the new splitter piece installed. Car's doing well otherwise. I went and got an alignment today. So after we had to adjust the front ride height to these new wheels, you know, anytime you change the ride height, you're going to be needing to go get an alignment. So we dialed in the camber up front again. We are back to negative 3.5 degrees and a negative 2.5 degrees in the rear, with an 1/8 toe in the rear, in the rear, and then we have a 1/16 toe out in the front. And that's just going to help us a little bit with our steering inputs and whatnot. So everything's going well with the car. We do have an event coming up in another 2 weeks. I'm actually headed to go get some new tires. I already have tires, but I'm going to grab spares. So these are 295/30s, and the sidewall is actually quite thick considering this is only a 30 sidewall. But we are going to be getting the exact same tires, AAO 52s, in a 295/35 sidewall. So that should add a little bit thicker sidewalls, and especially in the rear, I think it'll look a little bit better. You know, it kind of looks just a little skimpy. It looks like it could use a little bit more meat. Just for reference, this is the 295/35 on the RE71 RS, and you can tell it's just got a little thicker of a sidewall. So I think that'll look good on these tires or on these wheels, but we're not going to make any of those changes until these wear out. So we're going to do a few track days on these, see how they are. Then we'll swap to the 35 sidewall, and we'll have a few extra sets of those. So I expect them to last me quite a while. But other than that, car's performing flawlessly. There isn't too much more that I've got coming in the near future, but there's always stuff I'm looking to do. And now that driving season's coming back, you know, in the summer, I'm excited to go to more events, go, you know, get some more lap time. So that's going to do it all for today. I hope you guys, you know, enjoy the new lip. And if you have any questions about the mounting, feel free to let me know. Ask me any questions. It's really, it's something a little unique. Not too many people have it, obviously, other than any OEM CS or GTS owners. But I think it works perfectly well. I think it's a nice way to mount a lip without, you know, worrying about drilling or mounting or if it's going to come off at high speed. And I think overall it's just a pretty good solution for the car. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment. See you guys in the next video.